Hi, I'm Don Peoples, President of Butte Central Catholic Schools, and welcome to We Are BC TV. Today we're taping live from Center Court at the Maroon Activity Center, and I have two outstanding guests with me here today, two amazing student athletes who've just accomplished some great things at the recent state 2021 track meet in Laurel, and that is Rileigh McGree to my far left, and in the middle is Ella Moodry. So ladies, welcome and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
As I mentioned earlier, these young ladies both had tremendous accomplishments at the state track meet. Rileigh captured the 100, 300 meter, and long jumps state championships. So that's an amazing accomplishment to win 3 championships in one meet. And Ella, a freshman, captured the state javelin. So I'm with state champions here today. So pretty cool accomplishments, ladies, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's talk with Rileigh first. Rileigh, you're part of a great Butte Central family with a great track tradition. And you know, one of the great accomplishments is to win 3 at one track meet. It's seldomly done. So I think you're one of the elite track athletes at Butte Central. So tell us a little bit about the state track meet this year.
It was just amazing to be there. I was thankful that we were able to have a meet. That was a worry throughout the whole season, you know. COVID was getting better and it seemed almost back to normal, but it was still a worry, you know, could I get quarantined? Could we miss some meets? You know, it was scary to think about that during the season. So once we were there, we were at state, it was just amazing. I was so thankful to just be there and have the meet happen.
So Rileigh, winning 3 state championships in one meet is an incredible accomplishment. But one of the really cool parts of that accomplishment is it became the 5th straight year that a member of your family won the state long jump championship. So that's a pretty cool thing. So 5 straight years by McGree winning the state long jump championship. Maybe talk about that.
So Rachel won it in 2016 and 2017, and then Lindsay in 18 and 19. So I was obviously there at all the meets to watch them do that, and I always really idolized my sisters in track. I always have since I was like so little. And watching them do that, I was just thinking like, I really hope I can be doing that one day. And then watching them do it, and I knew that there was that possibility I could keep that streak alive. And I remember, like, before the season even started, my dad was like, don't put pressure on yourself for that. You know, he's like, I don't want you to feel like that's something you have to keep going. You know, he was like, that's awesome that is a streak, like that's happening, but you don't have to keep that going. Like, don't make that a thing in your mind, because once you get in your head, like, that can really affect how you perform.
Well, I think you handled the pressure. I mean, there's some pressure that goes with that. You did an amazing job to get through it, right?
Yeah, it was really cool when I got to keep that going. I mean, obviously it was a goal to win and a goal to keep that going. So when I actually accomplished that, it was really cool.
That's a really amazing tradition, or amazing accomplishment by a family to have 5 straight titles in one event.
It is, yeah.
Well, let's get to Ella. Ella, you're a freshman, so winning the state title as a freshman is really amazing. I mean, we talked about 3 at one meet by a junior is incredible, but a freshman coming out and winning the javelin, that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, very. It's crazy just even thinking about it still, that I still won it.
Well, the story that I heard, now I wasn't at state, I was here at the state softball tournament watching our girls, but you cranked off your first throw of the event of the day, ended up being the top throw.
Yeah,
right?
the winning throw, yes. Yeah, my other throws after were not very good, so it was kind of nice that I got my best throw off first.
So was there a lot of pressure watching the other girls throw the rest of the into the finals?
Yes, I was very nervous.
She looked really calm out there, though.
I was so
you wouldn't
nervous.
think she was.
I was thinking in my house, just like, if someone throws further than me right now, I have to crank one out.
Well, you would have responded, I think. You're a clutch athlete, right? You would have done it?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Rileigh a little bit. So Rileigh, you know, one of the other things that makes your accomplishment remarkable is you underwent knee surgery in March of 2020. You had a meniscus tear and had to go through surgery and rehab. And, you know, I got to see you here at the MAC working extremely hard. So talk about the journey to recover.
That was a very long process. So I had the surgery in March. I think it was March 23rd to be exact. And I had a straight leg knee brace for a month after that. So couldn't even walk. I was on crutches for a month. And then I got the brace off, and I was still on crutches because my leg was so weak, it couldn't hold my weight. So I had to really work to build that muscle back. But it was really hard because I couldn't start physical therapy for 4 months after the surgery. So it was a really, really long time of not being able to do anything. And then Carrie Williams, our trainer that we had here before, Erin, really helped me get back to where I am now. She went with me like when she didn't even have to be here, like not even when a sport was happening. She would come up here with me, make sure I was getting the right rehab, and she really played a big part in me coming back.
Well, your hard work is a great tribute too. I mean, as an athlete, it takes a lot of hard work to win a championship when you're healthy, but to overcome an injury makes it, really impressive. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's talk a little bit about your families a little bit. I know the McGrees have been part of Butte Central and track and many other sports between your aunts and your uncles and your siblings, but it's a big part of your family tradition.
It is. It's really cool. My dad's been coaching for 30 years. It'll be 31 this next year. So he's got to coach so many of my cousins and my sisters, and it's just been really cool. It's really brought a special bond to our family, I think.
Absolutely. Well, the same goes with the Moodrys. You know, your dad was a football coach here. He was an athlete here. Your cousins and uncles. Your brother's a twin brother.
Yeah.
Is an athlete here as well. So the Moodrys have a big tradition in sports at our school too.
Yes, it's very cool that like all my family, like we all grew up playing sports at Central, and like everyone's gone to Central throughout my family. Like we haven't had someone go to Butte High, so it's very cool. We have that tradition still going.
Absolutely. Now, to be an athlete at any school in the state, but especially at Butte Central, you have to be a student first. And both of you are academic all-state, which we're very proud of, both honor students. So we'll go to you first this time. So talk about the academic program at Butte Central. It's demanding, but the teachers are there, right?
Yeah, they're like, no, you have to work hard. They demand it. So like you always are in the classroom. They're always working hard, and they very much help because it's like a small class. Like it's one-on-one all the time, and they can just help you.
Well, I know both of your parents are very proud of a state championship, but they're probably more proud about the academic thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's very cool. Let's talk about your academics. I know you were able to start your college career with some dual credits, and that's a big part of our school now is we really offer a ton of dual credits for our student athletes or students for that matter. But maybe talk about that part of it.
Yeah, so I did a dual credit in my history class, and it's a challenging class because it is a college class basically, but the teachers, they want you to succeed, and they're there to help you do well. So it can be scary to think that you're doing like a dual credit for a college class, but I encourage anyone that's considering it to do it because the teachers will help you and they will make sure that you succeed.
So let's shift gears a little bit back to the sports part of it. One of the things at Butte Central is there's great opportunities for kids to participate. The track program is a great example of that. We had a great interview with your dad here about a month ago, and we talked about there are many different kinds of athletes in track. There are athletes like the two of you who are competing for championships. There are other kids that are competing and going out for track to get better at some of their other sports. And then there's a great social aspect of track. It's a great community, but our track coaches do an incredible job of making it a great sport, a sport where kids can have fun and learn and be part of the team. But I just think that we have a remarkable track program that you're both part of. So maybe talk about that, Ellen.
Yeah, it's a very great program. It's like a small team, so like everyone like has each other's backs, and like track can help you with so many other sports. So like they keep you in shape, and the coaches are just amazing.
Now you're a 3-sport athlete right now at Butte Central. So you start out in the fall here with volleyball, then you go to basketball, and then track. So you have about 3 days off in the entire school year when you're not officially in the sport. But
yes,
that's a great aspect of our school too, is kids have the opportunity to do multiple things.
yes, very.
So now this fall you'll be back on the volleyball team.
Yes.
And so I know we had quite a few seniors on our volleyball program last year. So you'll be one of the varsity returners. So
yes,
there'll be some challenges with that, right?
yes, some challenges, but it's always good to have a challenge.
Right. And then you'll go to basketball in the winter time. And I know that you played a lot of varsity basketball, so you'll be a key member of that team as well, right?
Yes.
Very cool. Now, Riley, you're a one-sport specialist.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what it takes sometimes to win 3 titles. But I know you spent a lot of your winter doing indoor track around the region. So maybe talk about the indoor track experiences that you have.
So we're really lucky at Central because we have the indoor long jump pit here at the MAC. So that is awesome because almost all kids that do track can't get in a long jump pit until the actual season comes. So
Until the snow thaws,
yeah,
right?
until the snow melts, actually, sometimes even longer. So we're really lucky to have that. I can be jumping and hurdling here in the hallways to really help me get ready for the meets. And yeah, I really like doing the indoor meets, and it's kind of hard sometimes because I do have to miss school for a lot of them. But even though it's a sport that's not actually with the school at the time, the teachers are great about getting me caught up on my work and being good about me leaving, even though it's not something that's through the school.
Right. Where were some of your indoor meets in the winter this year?
All of them were in Salt Lake this year. It was really hard to find track meets because a lot of them were canceled because of COVID.
Okay.
And so I went to Salt Lake 3 times. But usually, I go to Pocatello a few times, maybe Salt Lake. There's usually one in Bozeman, so it's kind of all over. But I just went to the same place, and they were really careful about distancing. We had to wear masks even when we were running. So
wow.
that was kind of weird to hurdle with a mask on, but it was just good to be able to be running and get those reps in. There was a chance that I wouldn't be able to do any of that. So.
Well, especially after not being able to compete. Nobody got to with COVID last year, but with your knee injury, you wouldn't have competed last spring. So that was great to get back to the indoor season right off the get-go.
It was scary. I was really nervous to get back to hurdling and jumping. There was a time where I was thinking maybe I don't even want to long jump ever again, because that's how I tore my meniscus, was long jumping. So obviously you're going to be really scared to go back and do that. So it's really weird to think that I was considering not even long jumping, and now I'm here as a state champion. So I'm thankful that I did.
There was a really cool picture on ButteSports.com of you long jumping, and the photographer was at the end of the pit shooting back towards you. It looked like you were almost superhuman. You were up in the air, you looked like 20 feet above the ground, right?
Yeah, that picture was really
That's how you got to get that high to get 17.8 was your state winning jump, right?
Yes.
That was a cool picture anyway. I really thought that
cool.
was amazing. Well, one of the things that's really exciting when we look toward next year is the state Class A meet is in Butte, Montana. So you get a chance to compete in front of the hometown. So that's going to be pretty cool. Maybe talk about that.
Yes, it's going to be very nice to be competing in your own town, and it's going to be nice to be able to sleep in our own beds. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be with Class AA, so it'll be a big meet.
How many McGrees are going to be there, do you think?
That's what I was going to talk about, actually. I was going to say, I remember, I think it was Rachel's sophomore year that state was in Butte, and, there was a lot of our family members, running the long jump, and just a lot of people we know that were volunteering at the state meet, and that she didn't all the way like that. It didn't throw her off, but I think it made her a little uncomfortable that there was so many family members around. But I think that I would use that to my advantage. I love the Tomich meet because there's so many Butte people, and usually my sister was running the long jump at the Tomich meet this year, and I think that is actually a nice advantage. You're on your home track, you're with people you're comfortable with. I think it could be a really good advantage, actually.
Very cool. Well, it's exciting. And then same thing, we'll have a bunch of Moodrys there, I'll bet, too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Well, ladies, thanks for being here today. It's really a great accomplishment to be a state championship. It's a rare accomplishment, and we're very proud to have you represent Butte Central, not only as athletes, but as students, because I know you're both great kids that work hard in the classroom, and but you really deserve to be congratulated and recognized for a state championship. It's not everybody wins one, right?
Thank you.
Yes,
So we're very proud of you, and we're very much looking forward to next year when the whole town of Butte can come out and watch you at the state track meet. So thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here on We Are BC TV.